Guys, super excited because I'm at 𝗴𝗿𝗲𝗆. You know those wonderful toys I have around the office that you've seen and go, wow? I'm here. So let's go check them out. Recognize this? As you should, because I have that in my office. I have that in my office. I have that in my office. I have a lot of these things in my office, and the reason for that is because horology is not just limited to the wrist, and this is what 𝗴𝗿𝗆 is all about. I mean, we have hand grenades. I mean, how many people can say, I make hand grenades, right? We have Balthazar in the corner, one of my favorites actually from 𝗴𝗆𝗆. Do you have the rifle here?
Yes, of course, we have it.
And of course, me being a gun guy, can you see my level of excitement? There's a reason for that, because I don't want to call them toys because I find that to be offensive, because these are horological marvels, but they're done in such everyday settings that you'd have to be a genius to think of stuff like this. I'm going to go ahead and make a Winchester rifle watch clock. You know, it's just absolutely bonkers. And to see all this stuff in person, car. I mean, Formula One car should be next, I think.
This is a Formula One.
Well,
this is the first time.
It's a much older Formula One car.
It's 1950s Formula One. The first time Formula One was racing.
Yes. I actually have an actual Formula One car hanging in my office. So I'm a big Formula One fanatic. So this actually obviously sings to me, and it sings to me a lot.
First is a pilot. What makes a watch precise? It's a watchmaker and how precisely he has set the escapement.
Of course.
So we place the escapement as a brain of the driver. In front of the driver, you have a steering wheel, and the steering wheel drives the car. Here it drives the time. That's how you set the time. That's a chrome. You have a dashboard. On the dashboard, you have a key. You turn the key. What is happening? You have the fan starting, because it's a V8. On V8, always the fan start, and you can see the piston going up and down, like on a real one. Look at from the bottom.
That is insane.
Yeah, it's insane. It is.
You know what we call this in America? Home run.
You have a gearbox. Gearbox lever. 3 position. Reverse.
Neutral?
Neutral. Neutral. Nothing happened. Now you put it in drive. That's how you rewind it. You have no key.
Oh my God.
You put it in the middle. You can play with it. Then you push it to reverse, and you rewind the timekeeping movement. So that both movements are independent, so you can really play with it without problem. Each spoke is screwed inside the center rim, from the outer rim. And inside the tire,
There's air.
no hair, because hair will go away and you will have to pump it. So what we have made inside a foam with the right density, so that you have the exact same deformation as a real car. If you look at it,
This will never flatten.
they flatten like a real car.
This is amazing.
You can even see it much more on this one. 1950s, they were using the tires as suspension. Look at the tire.
I see it.
You can really see it. You can even turn it, because it's not only one position, it's always. You can see the tire flattening.
This is amazing.
We went to historical racing track, measures deformation of the tire when the racing car were going out of the track. And you can see the deformation. We measure it and we implement it in this. When I told that to my engineer, I said, are you crazy?
I can
yes,
imagine.
but I'm sure we will find a way.
I can imagine.
And we did it.
This is truly amazing. My question to you is, how do you even come up with these concepts?
Concept, you can find ideas everywhere around you. Just keep an open mind. And it's quite easy to find ideas. But most of the people are afraid of the ideas they get. Who are the most creative person? Who are they? Everyone as a kid. But as they grow up, they just lose this creativity. Why? Because they go to school. And the teacher, first thing they are doing, even kids at the kindergarten, when they draw up houses, or when they draw up, a dog.
A car.
Or a car. No, it doesn't look like this, A house has to be square with a small stuff on top and windows. Why do it has to be like this? So they always say, no, it should be like this. So you just kill the creativity of the kid. And most of the people get afraid afterwards of creativity. Up to that, they go to a creative school to study about being again creative. So that's as simple as that.
I can so relate to that. I have 3 children, right? And one of the things that me and my wife has always concentrated on is the artistic side of the brain since the day they were born. Hand them a pencil and teach them that, no, it's what you want to draw. What you make is going to be beautiful because it's in your mind. This is how you see it, and that's how it should be. So rather than making that little square house, I don't care if the roof is, made out of 5 different squares. So creativity, and I think what you just said literally shows in your product to be able to take horology, mix it with art, and make creations such as this. I think it's absolutely amazing. I'm a big gun guy, so I actually have a collection of Winchesters from the 1895 model and on. But when you look at something like this is reinterpreted in the mind of the artist. Yes, you still get the concept, but yet it's different.
It's slightly different, but also what we like to do at 𝗙𝗵𝗲𝗄, and that's part of our DNA since 1839, is to mix form and functions. So we do the creativity of the object, but we also work on the functions that can be embedded inside the object. It can be functions that we invent, or functions that are linked to the original object. Like, for example, on the Winchester rifle, you have the hammer and the trigger that are working on every rifle. Those rifles have been famous because you have these swiveling motions. All of those, you can find it, and they have a purpose inside it. Inside our object. Like the swiveling motion is how you rewind the clock. Most of the people are saying, how did you come up with this idea? Easy. What makes a gun famous? And what do you need as functions in a gun, in a clock? You just mix both. As easy as that.
When I first got my Balthazar, I'm looking for the key. And then I realized, well, this is neat because the key is inside the shield. It's little tiny things that make these objects so amazing. And the thing of it is again, guys, world of horology there's no limits. And if you have a creative mind, as you said, sky's the limit.
Okay, we went to the moon.
We did.
Human being went to the moon.
Yes, so that is true.
When someone is telling me it's impossible, no, you don't know how to do it. But don't tell me that it's impossible.
If there's a will, there's a way.
Sure.
Exactly.
The unique part about Arnaud is he comes from the world of aerospace too, so all that know-how seeps into the watchmaking as well and the creativity, which is unique.
Yeah, I know you in space. I know you love space.
Yeah, that's how we connect.
I'm a crazy scientist, That's my background.
So my background is mechanical engineering. So I find mechanics absolutely amazing. And although I love mechanics on a wrist, I'm just happy that you guys exist to create these type of objects. And they certainly look very, very cool in my office, and they become topic of conversation almost instantly because people will walk into my office and say, what is that? Right? And that's what you want. You want the wow factor. You want people going, oh, wow.
But we are allowed to make this creativity also because we are independent. So we have no one saying, oh, you have this object, but how many can you make? And how much money can you make out of it?
Of course.
Our idea is let's make it, and I'm pretty sure that we will have in the world enough people that will like it to buy it and to allow us to survive, to be able to create the next pieces. Because right now, as we are fully independent, we are only surviving because we have people helping us, buying our product to allow us to make the next one.
This is my first day in Geneva. The first stops is I want to see all the independents. They work outside the boundaries that are restrained oftentimes by those that are dictating the financial part of things. And you guys have the full-blown creativity to create things, to push horology further, to be able to do things outside the box, as I like to call it. This is what excites me the most. It is the independent watchmakers because of the creativity, freedom that you guys get, and the boundaries that you guys push. So thank you so much for having us. I appreciate it. Pleasure meeting you.
My pleasure.
I'm just gonna take this all in for a minute as before we go.